Yeah, and you also have to think SK Gaming Prime. Okay. Oh, well, they're going to ban it out themselves, so obviously not going to prioritize going into a first pick Orianna. Jarvan going to be banned out on the other side here then for Ninjas in Pyjamas, of course, along with Kassadin. Lee Sin was also taken away, not wanting Code to get his hands on that.
All right.
That leaves Gragas open, but we've already said Smitty not really a Gragas man.
More Aurelia driven, seems to be his style. We've seen him play Ryze top lane, Lulu top lane. So there's a lot of options, just not the Gragas here. Unless he's been practicing it, maybe he wants to first pick it. Seems not. And the jungler, which everyone forgot about in the last game, Jarvan Evelynn were the two choices. Now been first pick by SK Prime, because Jarvan was banned away by NIP here. And with the Orianna ban from SK Prime, it clearly showed, as you just said, they don't want to first pick it and don't want to risk NIP take it in the very first rotation because it's such a safe lane as well.
What will NIP actually be going for here? That the Gragas still open for them. EpicSkillshot already showed, although in that last game he just didn't have the impact. No. You know, we talked about his build, getting through Doran, staying around in lane for a long time, and then going back to his Rod of Ages, obviously delaying that by a good amount of time. Looks like they're going to go for it once again, and they also take Freeze's AD carry again, going for Kog'Maw. Okay,
so clearly two very important picks for NIP, seeing as they locked him in very early in the last game as well. No Jarvan this time to lock Freeze in, but still, I mean, with Elise it's harder to start the fights because you're not going to rely on the landing the cocoons. Morgana is open, was banned last time. SK Prime still doesn't pick it, so I'm not sure what the Morgana ban was about. Braum being the choice now for Kikis, not for Kikis, for Zaitan again.
I can only think that NIP either didn't want to play against the Morgana in that setup that they had, but what was it going to stop happening, I think. And that's the real question that you got to ask. We see Braum being picked up again for Zaitan, and Xerath has been a big ban against SK Prime in pretty much all of their games. Syndra, Xerath have been the two big bans against WhatDeFox, and he gets it this time around. Same can be said though for Twisted Fate and Alex Hitch. That's been banned against them also for most of their games.
So two very important picks again for both teams. We have the long range poke, also the pick potential with a Xerath for WhatDeFox, and then NIP's side here looking to go Maokai, which would actually mean it's gonna be support or mid lane Gragas, but we have a Yasuo, so should be support Gragas for Voidal, Maokai top lane for EpicSkillshot, and now you have Alex on Yasuo in the mid lane. A lot of knockups already. Remember the Maokai Q is also a very small knockback, which works with the ulti from Alex.
I guess the good thing is here for NIP, knowing they've got the last pick, that Gragas could go support, could go mid, could go top, Yasuo could go in the middle or the top lane, Maokai can go into the jungle or the top lane, so a lot of questions left open. Smitty's going to get his hands on Irelia again, and Z's is going to pick up his favorite AD carry.
Yeah, so Ezreal, purely because he wants to stay safe. He knows he's going to be the target from NIP to get a knockback onto him, then Alex jumps him. Corgi could have worked with their W to jump away as well, but Ezreal just a lot more mobility, and he's going to need it.
Yeah, Vi being picked up here for Co, and it looks like then that will leave EpicSkillshot with Maokai in the top lane. Voidal will take support Gragas, and Alex Hitch will be left with Yasuo for the mid lane.
So NIP now with a lineup saying, let's forget our AD carry. He can stay in the back, he can do his own business. We're just gonna rush forward towards SK Prime. Sadly, Ezreal is probably the best AD carry to pick against it. Now there's no Morgana. Was a Braum being picked here for SK Prime. Won't be able to stop NIP from jumping towards him, but he needs them to actually stun them or knock them off once they're on to Ezreal in these fights here. And then we just have the long range poke from WhatDeFox and Kikis, or not the long range poke from Kikis, but the stun from him and then the poke coming in from WhatDeFox. And Smitty, we saw their matchup last game, was in favor of EpicSkillshot in the start, but then as soon as it came to team fights and Smitty had his Trinity Force, he was a lot stronger and had a lot more impact.
Well, now that SK Prime is one game up, will they take it here, or can NIP force a third game? Send your message to @LOLesports with the hashtag SKPwin or hashtag NIPwin, and we'll check out your picks in game. Obviously, LOLesports.com and the vote for game number 1 both went over, and heavily so, to Ninjas in Pyjamas. I think that may change after what we saw in game number 1. I am excited, though, to see Alexic bringing Yasuo to the table.
Yeah, so didn't actually go with the Twisted Fate, even though it's been such a big pick for him. Instead, the Yasuo and this all-in comp from NIP, where Freeze again is left alone, unless, if he's lucky, Voidly's going to stay and try and help him. But he also wants to get in the mix, because he can actually do some decent damage, and he's pretty tanky on the Gragas, so he wants to be part of the big fight here. So a lot of all-in, but if the all-in fails, it's going to be hard for them to continue fighting against SK Prime.
Might just fall too far behind. We're going to find out. We're going into game number 2 between SK Prime and the Ninjas in Pyjamas. Let's see if NIP can make a comeback and tie us up here 1-1 in this best-of-3 final. And SK Prime here headed out. Of course, we did see them invading heavily at the start of the last game just to get a lot of vision down in the enemy jungle, number 1, but also to see if any lane swaps were coming in.
And Kikis with Elise here can look to be very aggressive early, where Ko wants to get his level 6 before he can really start ganking around the lanes. So we could actually see SK Prime this time around, at least in the mid lane, try and push it in, push up the lanes, and open up for Kikis then to invade onto Ko and look for him in the jungle, try and challenge him around the buffs here on this Elise, and just get the burst damage down. And they've also delayed the level 6 from Ko, but we have to see how the lanes are going to be played. I actually did say Smitty had the same matchup in the last game. He was of course against Gragas.
Yeah.
Now it's actually a Maokai, so a bit different matchup. Maokai is not as strong as Gragas in the laning phase. Therefore, should open up for Smitty to pick up some decent farm on Aurelia. And also didn't start fast this time.
No, actually going in there with a Doran's Blade for the kickoff. We're also looking like we're going to see standard lane matchups with that Maokai Aurelia top lane, Xerath Yasuo in mid, and of course the duos down bottom. Let's talk a little bit about this mid lane matchup here. What the Fox obviously going to want to keep Alexic at complete arm's length throughout it.
Yeah, but normally Yasuo is actually very good in the laning phase, because then you can dash around the minions, you get your own shield from your passive, and you can actually trade really well because you're so mobile in the laning phase as long as there's minions. So I actually expect it to be pretty even. It's going to be a lot about the jungle dance. You see Alex instantly just dash towards him, get some damage, and straight back to his own minions. This bottom lane, however, Gragas support is very strong in the laning phase, and Freeze with some long-range poke. It's going to be tricky for Israel to trade against NIP here.
And I suppose one of the things against Xerath as well is that, unlike most champions, you get a bit of a warning as well when he's about to at-range attack you, which, you know, with someone like this Yasuo, you probably have time to just dash away out of range of it. And we see there again what the Fox getting a little bit hammered by Alexic, not being able to even knock his shield down at this point of things. So we'll see how that all works out in the mid. Of course, bottom lane, Ezreal versus Kog'Maw.
Yeah, so again, we just talked about the laning matchup. I want to see other lane matchup. I want to see in this mid lane here. Remember last game, Alex was pushing the wave. Level 4, Kikis came in. Easy gank, easy first blood onto Alex. They might look to do the same if he keeps playing so aggressive, because he will constantly dash towards what the Fox. The smart thing he is doing is actually he makes sure there's a minion he can dash on to get back towards his own minion camp, otherwise he won't go aggressive.
One thing that's a bit of maybe a problem for NIP as well, the fact that Ko wants to hit level 6. He doesn't want to have to be chasing around the map and having to deal and make counter gank plays against Kikis, who, as we saw in that last game, is very active when it comes to actually ganking. So he needs to hit that level 6 mark quickly so he can get involved.
But now he's just been able to farm though. There's not been any invades from SK Prime onto Ko and trying to kill him early on Vi. So both junglers sticking to their own jungle and just farming way up in his top lane. EpicSkillshot is putting a lot of pressure on Smitty. Could open up for a gank, but there's a very early ward in the river. Try and spot Kikis out.
And that top lane there, pushed all the way back. EpicSkillshot doing a good job here against Smitty. Actually, a very good job. 21 to 12 CS here at the very kickoff of things. So maybe a stronger showing here for EpicSkillshot. We'll have to see how that one all develops. Bottom lane up until now been fairly quiet, to be honest. Feudal, as we expect, harassing as much as he possibly can with those belly slams, body slam, a bit of a mix of both of them there. Zaitan and Z's just trying to keep things up with the farm. Actually, there is the jump away from Z's, trying to just avoid as much damage as he can coming out of Voidal on his Gragas support.
It is hard for SK Prime to trade down here because Braum only provides his Q from range, where Voidal is not afraid to just jump in with the body slam. He can always use it towards this on Ezreal. And for now, they're farming pretty well here. Small lead for NRP in the bottom lane. Mid lane is very even and top side as well. Same goes for jungle. So just a very, very small advantage here. And we haven't seen a lot of jungle action until now. Both jungles in the mid lane.
Kiki's coming around. They actually managed to get the cocoon and the stun onto EpicSkillshot. He flashes away from it. Ko's going to have to back away as well. Kiki's the only one going on the SK side. Very low there. WhatDeFox keeping things at range. And again, we see that Kiki's getting involved early on in this matchup. Ko was there though this time.
He was there for the counter gank, not level 6 however, and we just saw the burst from Kikis onto Alex, forcing him to flash, even though he had the wind wall up here against WhatDeFox. Now though, Ko didn't return to his own jungle, even though all his camps are up and he can actually start farming them, get his level 6 point as soon as the red buff spawns again. And now he actually decides to move into the jungle.
Get out of there, get some more farming, which, funnily enough, Kikis is ahead of him on that front. 24 to 20 CS, not a massive amount. Still a 10 CS difference in the top lane there with Smitty just a little bit behind. And there is the vote. Slightly changed, I think, from game number 1. 57 to 43. Still in favor of NIP, though.
Yeah, people still believe they are the stronger team here. And for now, we haven't seen a lot of stuff happening. So jungle gank in mid lane, and then we just seen some trading down this bottom lane. So keeping a small CS lead for NIP, but it's very small because there's 4 minions here for SK Prime to pick up.
In the mid, we've already seen EpicSkillshot actually picking himself up. The Zeal on the other side, Forbidden Idol picked up first of all for WhatDeFox.
Okay. Going towards Morel and Normicon then, is his first item. And Alex though didn't get any lifesteal, which we sometimes see in a lane where you are going to take a lot of poke. Decided just to go straight for the early crit.
Oh, actually a big hit there from Voidal. Going to fall to less than half HP and waited a little while there. Not sure if his Unbreakable was actually on cooldown or what was going on. Kikis and WhatDeFox actually moving up there towards the enemy jungle as well. Ko actually coming across, missed his shot on towards WhatDeFox. Kikis though forced to flash away with Maokai coming down as well. He needed to get out of there fast.
Ko, he wanted to hit here and then trigger a knockback, so Alex could have jumped onto WhatDeFox. Missed it, however. Nice little sidestep. And now NRP though, looking towards this blue buff.
Trying to steal this one away. See if WhatDeFox can actually snipe it back. So tell you what, Smitty's all on his own here. Gonna get knocked up and altered onto. He has to get away from this, but not sure that he can. He turns around, has to go on towards Ko as well. But there is first blood. It's EpicSkillshot that gets it, and he might even get more here. Going towards Kikis. The slow will come in here a second from the sapling, but they've already got around the corner. NIP with first blood, gonna steal the blue as well.
Gonna steal the blue here. Smitty came down, thought there was gonna be a fight. Didn't happen. Actually, the rest of SK Prime had already was on the wrong side of the wall, couldn't join in and help him, and he goes down. Also the blue buff, and NIP down his bottom lane. Just keep pushing it in, keep looking for the trades. Voidal and this Gragas, pretty annoying to play against.
Yeah, you know, real bully. These Zaitan having a few troubles with it. We saw there Zaitan going a little bit low. Now that Voidal's hit level 6, a barrel could be coming their way to knock him straight out. Of course, he's got the advantage that he can just jump straight back out of there. We'll see if they actually go for that one. Right now, the farm still in favor of Freeze, grown to about a 10 CS lead in that bottom lane.
And also EpicSkillshot up here. Last game on Gragas, he built triple thorns into Rod of Ages. This time around, straight into Rod of Ages. And Kik is smart little move, jumping to the dragon here. No ward from NIP. So they Oh no, there. Satan going in.
Bottom lane's a little bit low for this one. They need to be careful. Freeze is going to try and come in. That's a good barrel from Voidal to knock him away. They get the stun onto Voidal though. Kiki's actually going low. Freeze turning this one around. Summon heal going to be used. And Z's is not doing any damage in there. Voidal forcing them back. Meanwhile, Smitty J being chased down. Co already uses Assault and Battery. Can they lock him up? What the fuck's coming in? There's the damage. Co's going to be going down from this one. Cabochard gets the kill back. Can What the Fox finish off Cabochard here though? Needs to hit everything. Could get himself a blue buff and a red buff if he does manage it in the end. There's a great move in from Cabochard. Oh, flash over the wall from What the Fox. One more auto is surely going to do it here. And there is the kill for Cabochard.
Very, very hard to kill this Maokai. Constantly healing as well from his passive. Down his bottom lane. Nice ult by Voidal. Knock Kick away and also behind the NIP minion wave. But his top lane though, Ko is going for the gank. Cabochard joins in. Notice here in the mid lane, What the Fox is moving to the top side to help, while Alex is going towards the bottom side because of the gank we had. So What the Fox will join in and at least pick up a kill here, but then Cabochard, once we actually do see the fight between him and What the Fox, can just stay here. And he's so tanky. Actually has a lot of damage also with the double buff he just picked up. And just constantly healing from his passive every 4th spell, I believe, and then he gets to go.
I think Cabochard actually stopped his ulti there as well, fired off one shot of it. May have been enough damage to swing that fight. We'll probably never know though. And Ninjas in Pyjamas sat 3-1 up in kills. Have a 1,200, 1,100 gold lead here. And Alex farming up nicely in this mid lane, got himself that first blood as well. And I'm guessing got a decent amount of gold to spend. In fact, he is going to be recalling, and there it is. Static shift picked up. Rod of Ages also done for Cabochard, so he's got up to that 6 minutes faster than he did in the last game.
Yeah, very early this time around here, so looking good for him to get his stack towards this mid-game point where we will see some team fights around the Dragon. Just look at last game where SK Prime was very aggressive. Now, they don't have the same success down the bottom lane, which we saw in the last game. So we might see them be a little more passive in terms of fighting. For now though, What the Fox trading with Alex, or not trading, just slapping him in the face.
Yeah, giving him a couple of hits. Alex doesn't seem too concerned about that one though. Just going to be running through his pots. Meanwhile, Cabochard facing a little bit of trouble from Smitty. He's going to try and retreat back. He has a flash if he really needs it in the end. Smitty not got a flash of his own, so couldn't follow through. And in the end, decides to stop carefully though, because Fi's coming in and Assault on Battery is back off cooldown.
It was a very good ward, however, from SK Prime to spot it. Smitty backs away to his own tower here. But we did see a very good trade. And is often the issue for Maokai, especially once we get a few levels under the belt. It becomes harder and harder to one-on-one these top laners. Once the 24 should be completed from Smitty, he could look to just constantly challenge Cabochard. We did see a lot of damage, however, from the ult, so still needs to be a little bit careful in this fight. And of course, there's a lot of sustain, as we talked about before, from this Maokai.
What the Fox starting to get his way through those minions pretty quickly here, though. Oh, Cabochard.
Ko is here, they want to dive.
Yeah, they want to dive into this one. Assault and Battery, as I said, is up and available, and there it is. This is an easy kill. Cabochard actually is tanking the turret, though, has to flash away. Kill nonetheless, though, and it's another one for Cabochard. Here his kick is coming around the corner. Ko gonna lose a lot of health very quickly. Oh, that was amazing. Blocking it out, gonna repel over as well, and that is a kill.
Such a nice play.
So good. That flash getting him in behind him. He might lose his life here, though. Alex Hitch coming in from the side. Wind wall's down. Ignite is down. But they've held him up. Where's the ulti gonna come through? Kings gets away.
Such a nice play here. Now down his bottom lane teleport.
Smitty is going straight in there. He'll get a free kill basically onto Voidal. We did see Freeze get away, and just like that, I mean, Kick is MVP by far of that one. Flashes in front of the Vault Breaker so he couldn't get over the wall. Then manages to live, thanks in part, of course, to Alex Hitch. Not being able to finish him off, and What the Fox is stuns and slows. It opens up now a Dragon for SK Prime, and just like that, the gold swing comes in.
Instant start. Oh, teleport coming in here from Cabochard. Is he actually going to go through it? Yeah, he is.
He is. He's on his own here. Ko is going to come around. Zatan is going to go down. Cabochard is already pretty low, but they get themselves a second. Now looking for Ziz, who was forced to flash over the red buff. What the Fox not really got any mana here to get away either. Ko going to try and lock him down, but just a little bit too far out of range. They might get a red buff steal, though, for Freeze.
So 4 kills now for Cabochard on this Maokai. He's going to be very, very tanky. Still, NIP, they lost the Dragon. Very nice teleport gank. from before here, and now going towards Smitty.
And they're going to dive him under the tower. Actually, Smitty getting away from this one quite nicely. Freeze coming in as well. EpicSkillshot is there. Smitty doing rings around his own turret, and then flashes away. They lose the turret, but he survives it.
Second time now, SK Prime just survives. Really managing, missed it. Lost the tower, however. NIP using the fact they picked up some kills around the dragon to then continue and then get the mid tower. So global goal for NIP and the hidden kills.
Crazy, crazy start to this one as well. Thought that NIP might be starting to pull away with things with those, especially for EpicSkillshot, those kills really racking up, but SK Prime showing that game number 1 wasn't some kind of strange fluke. They are a incredibly strong team right now. To see what the Fox getting his blue buff has started to fall a little bit behind farm in EpicSkillshot. We're talking about less than 10 CS. Actually, we're talking about more. Now it's less than 10 CS, so I can keep to that statement. So not really a huge deal. Bottom lane is a little bit different though. 20 CS lead actually coming in for Freeze. He's done well down there. No kills, deaths, assists to his name. Been fairly quiet on the bottom lane, except of course when Smitty got involved earlier.
The real issue, however, for SK Prime is the fact that NIP is going to scale really well into a late game. You have a hyper carry, you have Yasuo, who's very strong in the late game as well, and of course you have a Maokai, who's together with Mundo probably the 2 best tanks in the late game and becomes so hard to deal with. Especially also because SK Prime is playing with Ezreal, who's one of the weaker AD carries in the late game, so it can be very hard for him to deal with EpicSkillshot, also with all the early kills he picked up. And you have Vi to always engage the fight, so NIP in terms of late game is looking very good, and because they're even now here in the early mid game points, they can be very happy, and we might see SK Prime, once Trinity Force is completed for Smitty on Aurelion in his top lane, try and force some fights like they did in the last game and try and get the lead.
Nice little ward going down there as Smitty once again going to dive on towards EpicSkillshot, but he's not really doing a lot of damage at this stage. Not got that Trinity Force done just yet. Up against a Rod of Ages, which has been stacking for a whole 6 minutes up until now. And look at Alex, he's waiting to get involved in this one. Smitty comes dashing out, ulti comes in as well. Smitty in all kinds of trouble. Ignite is ticking away. One more will do it. Kikis comes in, gets down the cocoon, and somehow Smitty walking away.
Second time he just survives here, but NIP putting pressure onto the tower. Kikis was once again at the right place at the right time, but again, we'll lose the tower. So every time they go towards Smitty, he survives, but tower ends up dying.
Oh, down bottom as well, Ko. He's getting ready to come in. He's going to vault break of the wall. They're going to go surely here on towards this. As it comes the ultimate out of Zaitan. They're going to twitch off to the support. Have they got the damage to finish him off with 3? He flashes away and actually will escape. He wants to. Going very low. Ultimate from Zera. Not got the range from it. He's going to try and come around the side here and snipe him off. The question is Ko already too far away? I think he is. I don't think Waterfox can get in. Voidal is low though. Has he got the damage to finish him? The ulti comes out, snipes off Seas, and now what did Fox been focused? Freeze is going to flash in there. One more auto attack gets the kill, and Kikis happens to get away, but I don't know if he is going to get away. Ko doesn't have a vault breaker. There was the jump up from Kikis with the repel. Can he get away from it though? EpicSkillshot's going to have a sapling to slow him down in just a second. Good slow out of Zaitan though. That should be enough, or are they just going to dive? I think that's it.
Would be very, very risky at least to just dive here, but a lot of action once again. The ulti from What the Fox just a bit too early. He wasn't in range to actually kill Ko before. They can, however, get Voidal down. And now up in this mid lane, we're just going to see the replay again. Voidal goes in for the engage. The shield from Zaitan actually blocks his ulti so he doesn't get it behind him to knock him into the tower. Engage from Ko. He takes so much damage here from Z's, constantly hitting him. Again and again, gets a stun as well. Doesn't go down. Notice the ulti from What the Fox way too short here. Voidal, however, will still go down once we actually do see What the Fox move around. And EpicSkillshot has been running from the top lane down towards this bottom lane. The fight has been going on for such a long time. It was actually Ezreal with the ult to pick it up, and then Freeze just getting the very last auto attack as the flash came in from What the Fox. And now EpicSkillshot can join in, but by this time it's too late. No more kills happened. A lot of trading back and forth, however.
1,000 gold lead here for NIP. Approaching 20 minutes, and in half a minute we're going to see another dragon coming out. We'll see who's in prime position for that one. Let's have a quick look at the items before that Dragon comes up. Trinity Force done for Irelia, as it is for both of the AD carries as well. Of course, Morellonomicon was picked up first by Fox, and now has a needlessly large rod in there as well. We see that Cabashard's starting to go towards that Frozen Heart now.
So we do see both teams moving straight for Dragon here. Oh, Freeze might be caught out of position.
Good dodge on the Cocoon though. Got a good stun, got slow off on towards Kikis, but you see that both teams all starting to bunch up around this Dragon area. Who's going to get the good start to this game? It's Code that's actually going to Vault Breaker on towards the squishy Xerath being mobile. Xerath who's trying his best to escape it. Throws down his ulti and dies to Alex H. Can they get any more? They can. They can get a lot more as they take down 3. There's the 4th. Z's is trying to get away. Will get away in the end, but the Dragon's going over to NIP along with the 4 kills.
And this was the time for SK Prime to fight because their Trinity Force completed on Irelia and Ezreal here. So this is their strong points in the mid game, or the first spike they get. But first of all, what the Fox? Instant engage onto him from NIP. And then just notice the ult here from Alex coming in very, very soon. What the Fox's first target. It's a lot of damage. He actually stays alive and manages to do as much AoE damage as possible onto NIP. But then notice here the ulti coming in from Alex. 2 members get knocked back just here. Alex joins in. 4 members actually get knocked off here. 3 members get knocked off from SK Prime. They kill them. While they lose 2, team fight in favor of NIP and the Dragon.
And that's the big swing that they've been looking for. 4,000 gold now NIP go into the lead. It's allowed that Frozen Heart to get finished off. There's another 1,300 gold for Freeze to be spending the next time he decides he's going to go there. That bottom tower did also go down in favor of Ninjas in Pyjamas in that. So 3-0 up in turrets, up in kills, up in gold is the overall picture. And What the Fox, surprisingly really, you may argue whether it's surprising or not, he's up against a world-class mid laner in Alex Ich as well. This Xerath being constantly banned away from him in the playoffs so far, and he's not really been able to have the impact that he's needed. You know, the funny thing is that whole going down towards bottom and not being in range thing kind of makes you feel like he's maybe not played as much Xerath recently as he probably should have, because of the fact that it's always been banned away from him.
Well, also, I mean, simple mistakes, they do happen for every single player in the games here, and maybe he was just like, it was a gut feeling, like, oh, I'm in range now, I'm just gonna pop it. Oh, I wasn't. And yes, it looks horrible when you actually do it, and he missed out on a kill. But still, in terms of laning phase, he did fine. It's just been teamfights here. He's been the target. We talked about how NIP has this all-in comp, and there's not a lot of protection on the side of SK Prime to actually stop NIP from all-in onto them. And therefore, it's very hard for What the Fox in these team fights, because he's so immobile, and he should always be the target. I mean, he did complete his Hourglass now, so we do see him sacrifice some extra AP simply to get an Hourglass, because he's going to be the target for NIP.
Yeah, we saw it in that last one. Ko not messing around, sticks the Assault and Battery straight onto him, and he tried to back away, but into the Dragon Pit, which is going to be a no-win scenario for him, unless the rest of his team can somehow pull him out of there, which obviously didn't happen in that last 4-4-2 encounter with the Dragon as well, going over to NIP. And now they're actually stacking up around the Baron area, maybe trying to lure SK Prime into that one. I'll get rid of the ward that's just been placed by Z's, force them to step forward, which might open them up to a barrel out of Voidal and a follow-up from Alex.
For now at least, NIP is just waiting for SK Prime to make a move and then try and catch him out of position. They do they start the Baron here. They stay around, keep playing the ward. It's a very good ward here from SK Prime. Never mind, rest in Pepperoni's ward. You won't stay alive, and now NIP once again staying around this Baron. They want SK Prime to move in, get a knock up or knock back, and then Alex can jump in.
Well, they know that someone's there.
Oh, they might engage in the middle.
Just hit him. And there we go. They're going to go in towards What the Fox. And there's the ulti out of Alex Ich. What the Fox actually flashing away. And they're starting to turn this one around a little bit. Alex Ich does go down. Cabashard dives into the middle. Who are they going to go for? Z's is doing great damage on towards Voidal. And that'll be a kill for him. Ulti actually coming out from What the Fox. The shutdown on Cabashard. And just like that, 3 for nothing. They're going Baron.
And when the all-in fails, NIP, they can't really team fight here. They went all in for What the Fox. He flashed away. He didn't even use Hourglass, just flashed in. And then there was a TP behind from Smitty, and SK Prime collapsed onto NIP. Destroyed them here. Now straight onto the Baron. Ko is still alive with the flash.
This is risky. Still alive with flash and smite, and we've got a full HP freeze who could cause so many problems in there. Baron is going to go low. Can they finish it? They can. They get the Baron. They kill off Ko. Freeze will be able to walk away. The risk pays off for SK Prime.
And that was a smite from Ko, but then the last hit here from Ezreal. Notice the fight again. What the Fox is the target. Everything from NIP invested onto him. Everyone collapsed onto him. He flashes away. Notice Z's here. He's just standing on the side. Completely untouched in the start. Goes straight into Ko. Easy for him to duel him. And now he can just clean up. He's the AD carry standing in the front. But because everyone from NIP has already jumped to the back line of SK Prime, nobody there to hit him. And easy team fight.
Almost picked off fire there at the end of the last charge of his ultimate. Just like that, SK Prime level up the kills and take the lead by 1600 gold after picking up that Baron kill. I want to see what they can actually do with it, because that's just the one single fight. If you think back to that Dragon fight, went a lot better for NIP, and I'm wondering how scared after that they're going to be now of fighting. Especially not now, probably with Baron buff on.
Yeah, now they should actually... Seems like they're just looking to sit and farm the lanes. They do have some decent poke, just from the fact they have Ezreal and What the Fox here with his long range. Let's see, they actually group up the 4 members. They no teleport on Smitty, so he's just going to push up this top lane, and then they split up in the lanes here. NIP.
Oh,
Trace went very low.
That's a lot of damage as well. Almost been 100 to 0. Ezreal ultimate comes through. Not quite. Freeze just sidestepping that one, but that's the AD carry now gone. Long range AD carry. We'll see if they can actually hold on to this tower now. SK Prime starting to push through, and they're going to tank up a few of those turret hits. That's very risky though, because Ko's waiting off to the side. Alex throws down his wind wall. Ko has his ultimate back here. Meanwhile, Smitty's taken down the top turret. Maokai not going to be there. Ko
one's gone in.
Yeah, Smitty doesn't have a TP to come into this one either. They're going to go for kickies. Can they finish him off? Freeze back in the fight, but Alex is going low here. They've already managed to kill off 5. They're going to kill Alex Hitch as well. And again, it's SK Prime that come out on top. 2 kills for nothing. And they're going to get more. Voidal in no man's land, really. And that leaves them with 5 man waiting to take down the tower.
It's exactly the same deal as before. All in from NIP onto 1 target from SK Prime. This time it was an early Hourglass from What the Fox. He couldn't go down. And all of a sudden, they don't have anyone they can actually kill. Ezreal, again, was left completely untouched and just destroyed them.
We just seen Smitty there diving into the backline, trying to finish off Freeze. They end up getting themselves another one. They're going to get themselves the inhibitor as well, and will just simply back on away, get themselves back home to heal. Freeze just running out of best of the home guards, trying to get onto someone, but just like that, NIP lose 2 team fights in a row. Lose out on Baron after the first one. Lose out on an inner turret now as well. Let's have another look.
So once again, going on to What the Fox, instant Hourglass, switch over to the jungle instead. Not really the target you want to kill, especially when there's a squishy AD carry right next to him here. Once again, left untouched. Yes, he took some damage in the end. Not enough. Voidal going aggressive. Not sure why onto 2 members from SK Prime instead of trying to body slam away from the fight. But these mid-game team fights, we talk about how the 2 Trinity forces from SK Prime made them very strong in the mid-game, and they're really using it well.
So back they go, do a bit of shopping, and they come out with a few more items here. You can actually see Infinity Edge is done for Z's, so on top of his Trinity Force and that last Whisper. So even Cabochard not really safe from him at this point. Some more armor coming up from the jungler as well. Over on the other side, Irelia, Frozen Heart, Trinity Force, gonna be a Randuin's Omen coming in next. Elise has got a Banshee's Veil already, another Giant's Belt to go in there as well. So gonna be getting increasingly more difficult here from NIP, especially when they throw everything at one person. If they can't finish him off, we've seen that the damage, the constant damage from SK Prime afterwards is too much for them to handle.
Also just a big difference in junglers again. Last game was the same deal. Ko was the guy who went in, he died every single team fight. Kikis was the guy to engage it, to set up the fights here from SK Prime. He didn't have to start any fights in this game because it's always NIP engaging on SK Prime. But then when you have Elise, the amount of damage and CC she can bring over a long period in a fight compared to a Vi who's all about just the upfront burst, the engage. It's a big difference, and SK Prime been surviving the engages, looking to take another tower now in his bottom lane. And the goal lead.
Yep.
Almost 10,000.
That's a free tower as well. Nothing that NIP could do to stop that one. And I'm wondering now what they're going to do here on that inhibitor turret in the bottom lane. What the Fox just trying to blow people up and freeze. Already down to half. If he ultis now and they land, then Freeze is going to end up dying. So he probably needs to just back away. He has already started to back away to heal himself up. Then maybe come in for more defense. Meanwhile, we've got a split push going on in the top lane as Boyle is going to go into this one. Ulti's coming left and right. Z's actually going to be the big focus and will go down here. Cabashot gets that one. Zaitan, Kikis, and What the Fox all very, very low from this. Kikis has just flashed, landed the cocoon, but What the Fox, he's going to be the sacrificial lamb. Uses Zhonya's. Alex gets that kill. NIP are actually going to keep chasing here. They're going to get Zaitan, and they're probably going to get Kikis as well. There are super minions actually inside of the base, and they're going to take a Nexus turret.
Let's see here. So finally though, NIP managed to get an engage onto someone else, but What the Fox in his hourglass here went straight onto Z's, popped him. Second attempt. First one he managed to jump away, but in the next one, Marco jumped in. We had everyone just pile onto him. Ko joined in, killed him, and now the main damage in these long fights were gone, and NIP could just clean up the fight. Did lose a Nexus turret for it, but managed to pick up a lot of kills here.
Alex, it's trying to push a little bit further back as well there, towards the inner turret in the bottom lane. Doesn't actually get close enough to do any damage. Ko also most likely pushing out the top side of the mount. Let's have a look at that one again. 5-on-4, notice Aurelia in the top lane there, split pushing.
And avoidedly flash in just to get the knockback here. Alex joins in, and that's the first wave of engage from NIP. Now Caposhot joins in, Ko joins in. Ezreal, you're dead, man. And from here, NIP can finally actually chase on. Smitty teleported him behind, but it's too late for him to join. The main damage source is dead, and NIP can finally chase up, pick up some kills. Notice Caposhot, still on 100% HP here. There's nobody from SK Prime who can actually kill him. And we're probably gonna see some more defensive items from SK Prime now to avoid, once again, the all-in from NIP and just go back to the teamfights we saw before here. But still going to be hard. They are starting the Baron, actually going straight for Void.
Oh, he's actually used his ultimate there as well. He's going to get blasted down. There's the ulti coming out of What the Fox.
Oh,
one more will do it, and he gets it as well. That leaves them in a 5 versus 4. No Gragas barrel. Are they going to be able to fight for this Baron? Freeze already taking a big hit. Smitty and What the Fox going to go straight for Alex. He's dead without really doing much. Actually, no, he got his ulti off there inside of the Baron pit. The shutdown comes in. Can they finish off Cabashon? Super tanky. Ko off to the side. They will finally burst out. Cabashon, no! He flashes away. I don't think Ko's going to get away, but Freeze is there. Zaitan goes down. Is he going to go down? No, he actually blocks it out. Freeze now turns to What the Fox, who's got no health and mana left. And now they come back in. Ko survived there. I'm not sure how Cabashot survived either. They were all so very low.
And people were just fighting in the Baron pit and outside it as well. We had everyone kind of split up from each other. It was all about killing Kikis here from NIP to get rid of the smite. And then people were tanking Baron for the entire fight. Just notice again here, Void is going to be the first target. They want to kill him. The very last hit from What the Fox will actually get him down. Now the rest of NIP going to join in. SK Prime return back to Baron. Want to take it down here. There's Flash and Smite on Ko. So it's still a bit risky. They're delayed. Keep fighting. Alex, he almost dies, but he just managed to jump into the Baron pit, knock off SK Prime, gets a lot of damage, kill Ezreal as well before he goes down. And now it's all about who's tanking the Baron here, who's killing each other. Get Kikis down. The Smite is gone. While What the Fox on one side doing all the damage, Freeze on the other side doing the same. Now he flashes in, picks up a kill, and we're straight back into this Baron dance.
Yeah, NIP now the ones that have got the positional advantage of that, but what are they going to do next here? Pushing out the waves. Actually, they've already pushed out the waves pretty well here. If you look at the top lane, it's definitely pushing into SK Prime. Bottom lane in a similar position as well, however. And that mid lane inhibitor has now respawned as well. So brief respite on that front as Ko charging up the Vault Breaker. Is he going to go for anyone here? Actually, looking like he's decided against that one, but Freeze again showing that he's the man to do the continuous damage there at the back if he can survive it. Alex Hitch has also now picked up a Guardian Angel to help out with his squishiness that we've seen in his last couple of fights.
And just even more all-in potential. There's actually a pink ward from SK Prime behind NIP. If I'm not wrong, it's been there pretty much the entire game, but nobody's actually been checking it and killing it. Could of course have been just a new one SK Prime placed, but it's a very deep pink ward and would have been a very risky one. Now, back to this Baron dance. None of the lanes are really pushing up towards any towers, and just everyone fighting over the wards here. Just one pink ward from NIP, actually got a few wards from SK Prime. And just staying here, trying to poke away, look for the engage. No Guardian Angel yet on the side of Z's here. So it could be a target if Ko gets onto him, like we saw in the team fight around the base of NIP. But SK Prime now pushing up here. SKP is recalling. Needs to get, he doesn't actually have home guard, so he can join in instantly. Could maybe be inhibitor for SK Prime.
It's going to be close, this one. We see Ko actually trying to get in around the side here and start something off. Z's will actually jump away over the top of the wall. Ko already going low. Gets his ulti off though on towards Z's. Well, he will flash away. Can they finish him? Alex is going to get his GA pod. Z's is still alive here. Cabochon is low. Surely they can finish it off. Alex Hitch trying to get away. Cabochon goes down. Alex Hitch burning from the ignite. Does manage to live through it, but it's a 2 for 2 in the end. Freeze getting a blast there from What the Fox, and that is enough to hold on to the inhibitor for now.
But it looked very, very bad for NIP in the start there. They're all in onto SK Prime. Didn't actually kill anyone in the start. Everyone stayed alive, just kept kiting, kept doing all the damage here. In the end though, 2 members from each drop down. Will be a dragon, however, for SK Prime.
Crazy, crazy game number 2. 35 minutes in, and 6,000 gold lead for SK Prime. Let's have a look at that one again. They did finally get onto Z's with the assault and battery.
Yeah, full engage onto him. There's no Guardian Angel, no Banshees, and he actually managed to jump away, stays alive, stun onto Alex due to the passive from Zaitan here, and constantly just kite backwards from SK Prime. NIP just trying to finish up targets. Freeze once again is just standing in the back all alone because SK Prime is trying to defend their carries and NIP is trying to kill them, which means Freeze is just staying behind. Long range damage. We saw it at the Baron fight as well, where he flashed in the end. And the more time NIP gets, the stronger they will get in these fights here, the harder it's going to be to kill SKP, who's picked up 9 kills now on the top lane Maokai.
9 kills with the Banshee's Veil, Frozen Heart, going to get a Rando into you soon. And his Rod of Ages, of course. But we already saw in that last fight, he almost went down to Z's, but was able to get in there for the last blow. They're on Baron, they've started it already.
Again, there's no teleport on SKP. He was pushing the bottom lane. Now he's actually going to recall. He's very far away. It's going to be Baron for SK Prime.
Oh, Voidal tried to actually get in there for the steal, but
what was he doing?
After all that.
That was so weird. Just ran straight down to the bottom lane. Way too late. SK Prime had already moved to the Baron. No teleport. Massive mistake here from NIP and SKP.
See how much it's going to cost them here. They've got that open inhibitor on the middle lane. Let's not forget that one Nexus turret is already dead. So one single push from SK Prime here could win them the game. If just 2 men go down, maybe if just 1 man goes down, that could spell real disaster for NIP. We did actually see SK Prime go back, added a Banshee's Veil in for Z's, which makes it so much harder to kill him now because the engage, the method of killing him has been Ko getting the assault and battery for the knock-up with a follow-on from Alex.
Freeze needs to be the guy to pop it. I would actually have loved to see Guardian Angel instead of the Banshee because Freeze can pop it, Void can pop it as well from long range. Therefore Guardian Angel would have been better in the case when your Banshee is already gone. But let's see if he can stay in the back, avoid any kind of poke from NIP, so it's up when the fight starts, and then Ko can get onto him.
Inhibitor is going to be pushed once again. Not sure if NIP can really do this one. They have to get rid of that Banshee's Veil before they think about doing it. You can see SK Prime just stepping back every time the barrels come in. Freeze going to be focused here. Dodges 2, but not. Dodges 1, but not the next 2. Ultimate comes out of Z's as well. Inhibitor is now down and they've backed away.
It's a nice little long-range combo we have seen where you have Zeref ultimate first, long range, and Ezreal ultimate after if someone is low enough. This time they didn't get a kill, but they still managed to zone NIP away from the inhibitor kill lane. Now back up to this top lane. Just taking the towers, using the Baron buff really well here. This bottom lane, however, is pushing for NIP.
Yeah, pushing their way, always a good thing, but they've got to try now to hold on to this top lane inhibitor turret and the inhibitor afterwards. Baron buff is still on here for SK Prime. Another minion wave now starts to come in. Z's, again, keep your eye on that Banshee's Veil, because once that's down, that may be the signal to go for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
There we go.
There we go. So Banshees is down now. Obviously not exactly on the longest of cooldowns. We'll see if NIP want to try and capitalize on that one. Ko's just come out of the base now, so that could be the chance for him. Voidal has already gone back to buy up though. Now bottom turret is actually going to be falling here, so NIP get their 4th of the game without really trying, or it will do in maybe the next wave from that. SK Prime continue here. What the fuck, stepping forward, trying to snipe some damage onto the back men. And Ko is just waiting here for the signal. Once that Banshees is down again, then he can step forward. Z's needs to be a little careful on his positioning.
Well, for now he was down, but NIP didn't want to engage onto him. He actually stayed back and just poked from a very long range, didn't go to hit the tower. As long as the Banshee's up, he can actually always walk in, hit the tower, be ready to jump away. And what the fuck's in his background? Constantly just poking away. Ko taking some damage. Again, a bit of a hard game for him. He's been the guy to engage, but he's also been the guy to just die pretty much every time.
Well, he died 8 times in game 1. He's died 6 times this time around. So.
They need to pop the Banshee.
Yeah, and they're struggling here. So he's doing a great job of staying away, even just squashing himself against the wall to avoid the Gragas barrel. Gets away from Cogmore as well. Now they just back off, going to take themselves a red buff, and looks like back away to spend some more of that gold that they've got. But everyone's got a lot of gold there to spend, and that will include a Locket of the Iron Solari for Brown. We see a Rabadon's Death Cap now added in for What the Fox on Xerath.
So, some big items completed from SK Prime here. Keep farming away, and we might actually see them just return back to the base of NIP. There's still a few minutes before Baron respawns. And they do still have the lead in the game here. Let's see what I actually want to pick up. A Cutlass coming in now. And Z's. So gonna build a blade, simply to try and stay alive. And use the health he gets from it, use the speed up to kite around here. Still a lot of CC on the side of NIP. They do actually get onto it.
So Smith, you also get that Zephyr, and actually picking up elixirs as well here. Gonna take that dragon without any kind of problem whatsoever. NIP doing a good job of keeping those super minions away from their base. As we said before, one Nexus turret is already gone. Z's gets a blue buff. What the Fox already has a blue buff, and they finally pushed up this bottom wave as well. And they're gonna try their look at getting in on towards that tower. Didn't have that much luck on the top inhibitor turret. See if here on the bottom is any better for them. Oh, Z's going very aggressive into there. Z's needs to be careful here though. Actually will flash away. Ko almost getting picked off, and that's super, super dangerous for them. Z's ultimate going through, but didn't manage to get the kill. And SKP once again, and that at this stage of the game, when Z's knows he's the big target, that is very ballsy play to jump over the wall like that.
Yeah, just went straight in here, got the stun onto Ko, actually a lot of damage, but just managed to survive and go straight for inhibitor again here. Let's see if NIP actually wants to fight. They've just been staying behind the wall, behind their own tower, trying to poke SK Prime, but didn't really do anything with it other than just try and buy time. For Freeze to get more items, for Capuchot to be even more tanky. And Alex, of course, has his main damage items, also the Guardian Angel, so he's just looking to jump in towards SK Prime. But we will actually get another Baron dance coming up just here in a few seconds. SK Prime recall, can buy potions, get some wards, should sell the health potion, just do a lot here in the late game, and get a few extra wards on all the members. And then just ward up everything around his Baron.
NIP have already started to do that, actually, pushing out here with a pink in the Wraith Brush. We'll get another one over the back of that red buff area and warding into the pit as well. There's already a pink ward down there from SK Prime, and Baron is going to come up here in just a couple of seconds. We'll see if SK Prime are just going to go in there, get this one started, what is the plan? Are they trying to lure NIP into a fight here? Is that Banshee's going to get popped by Baron? That's one way to do it, I suppose.
Sure, works. And they might actually go in for the fight here with KyberShot and Co. in the front line. What the Fox was, or could have been a target, but he of course has the Outlaws. So very hard to actually take him down in time. Still, NIP staying around here. SK Prime looking to just poke them. There's 2 big minion waves pushing into NIP's base here. Shouldn't be enough, however, to actually take down any objectives.
No, I don't think so either. That inhibitor spawning a little while back.
They are sending Co back here.
It's dangerous territory though. Send your jungler away while the Baron gets started, and that's exactly what's going to happen. SK Prime starting it and doing it very, very quickly. Here, he's actually going to get his Banshees poked. They're going to go in there. The SK Prime have managed to get themselves a Baron. Z's and What the Fox at the back here doing masses of damage, but they've gone on to Z's. Freeze is there as well, and there is the Zhonya's coming in. What the Fox will be picked up slowly but surely, and only Elise survives. Over a minute spawners, they can win.
They're pushing down it. There's no minions from NIP, so they have to just tank up the tower. I don't think they can actually win it. Yeah. Simply due to, look at their own base here. All the minions onto the inhibitor. They need to get someone back and defend it. For now, they just want to push in, try and get a tower here. Very nice engagement. Now it was actually SK Prime caught in the Baron pit, and it seems to always be the curse. If you're just caught inside either a Dragon or Baron pit, you will instantly lose the fights in these games.
Maybe got a bit carried away there with they can win this one. They've had to tank up these turrets.
Maybe they can, I mean...
It's going to be an inhibitor, and if we look, there's still 20 seconds to 30 seconds on some of these players. It looks like they're going to try it. They're going to try and get in there. This is the one that's going to try and defend. Voidal will be tanking things up. KyberShot will also be drawing aggro, and I don't think they've got enough HP here to finish off the game, but they get one Nexus turret, which kind of mirrors the bases now.
Very close. Oh, Voidal, you're dead.
Oh, that's really bad now.
TP here, look at the base.
TP in. They're going to go for it here. It's Irelia that's actually dove into the back. Has Smitty got the health to actually tank up the turrets? They get KyberShot as well.
Just go to the
Smitty
base,
does manage to get the inhibitor. He's going to try and finish off these minions. There is Alexich recalling. Kog'Maw going to get the recall out as well. And now it's KyberShot and Woolite that are not coming up for over 30 seconds. Almost a minute on KyberShot. SKP might try and win it here.
And they do have some minions in the bot lane here. Everyone from SK Prime moving into the base of NIP. They just have to try to defend. Let's see here. SK Prime moving towards the Nexus. The inhibitor is down, by the way. Don't worry. Only one tower left. Remember, the super minions earlier took it down.
Good win more there from Alexich. He still has his Guardian Angel. Co has Assault and Battery available. They need to try and finish this one off. You know, they're going to go for it. Going in for Alexich. They're not going for the tower here. They're trying to get the kill. Z's off to the side. He's going to be focused by Freeze. He has to back away. There's the Nexus going down. Oh, Freeze! Freeze is going down. Shut down here by Z's. Voidal comes out with a barrel. That gets the knockup. And Alexich may just clean up here on the backside. What the Fox is trying his best to finish it, but he's going to get finished off in the end. Can't quite get the Nexus. There is the Zhonya's and the ace for Ninjas in Pyjamas. They're going to run and try and win the game themselves.
Yeah, no, they're going to go to the base. Only one Nexus turret alive for SK Prime here. They went for the tower, then they went for NIP, they went back to the tower. They should have gone straight for tower, straight for Nexus, ignored the NIP members here. They didn't do it, and now NIP looking to try and finish.
Why not just go straight for the Nexus tower, go for the Nexus itself? They went for the kills, and it may just cost them the game here. There's 30 seconds. Okay, Smitty's up in 15, but that is a hell of a long time here to be trying to hold on to this one. 10 seconds for him. There's the TP from KyberShot coming around. This Nexus turret is dead. Irelia's coming up in 3, but the next one after that is Ezreal in 15 seconds. This is game number 2 right here. Surely going to the Ninjas. Smitty, can they finish it off? Smitty doing a decent job of getting the damage in there. Co is going low.
They got it.
Up in 1 second, but the Nexus is going down, and Ninjas in Pyjamas in amazing fashion win game number 2.
Such a close ending. First we had the Baron. SK Prime managed to get it, but then everyone just died inside the Baron pit here. NIP moved down the base, went for the Nexus, had to back away, lost 2 members. And then SK Prime with all 5 members pushing up the base. splitting up. Some members went for the tower, some members went for NIP to kill them, and in the end, didn't get anyone. NIP stayed alive, killed SK Prime, Nexus survived, and they could just push all the way down. But honestly, looking at the game, it's hard to be happy if you are an NIP player because it was such a hard game. SK Prime had so many opportunities in the game to actually close it out, but just never really got to do it.
Such an amazing ending to that one. And the man on your screens right now, Alexic with Yasuo, 12-5-13. That's a pretty immense scoreline. Shows why Yasuo may have been banned out a lot against him in the playoffs.
And you did talk about how he needs to play a carry mid laner. It worked out here for NIP, but still, SK Prime showing a lot of great moves during the games here. They're always the one of the mid-game power spikes here, and they're always the one forcing the fights, get a big goal lead. Again, they were like 9,000 gold up and got into the base, got an inhibitor down from NIP a lot of times here, but just in the very end. Also the last Baron fight where they were caught in the Baron pit here and they all died. Of course, a big issue. We did talk about how the late game from NIP was pretty strong. But still, back and forth here. And SK Prime should have finished the game.
But they were big back and forths as well. It was like one team aces the other. The next fight is completely the opposite. There were 4 men down one fight, 4 men down the next on the other side. And such a great way to end it. Also have to point out Cabochard on his super tank Maokai got 10 kills and 15 assists during that one. Ko did pick up a couple in the end, and we saw it time after time. As soon as Z's lost his Banshee's Veil, they just piled onto him.
Well, they tried to kill him. That's a point. And Banshees, yes, it worked because he was dodging around, but the magic resist actually did nothing other than reduce some of the damage from Cabochard. But Alex jumped onto him again, physical damage. I really do believe a Guardian Angel had been the best pickup. Not saying it would have won them the game itself, but just very, very hard team fights from NIP in this game because they had to all in down a target from SK Prime. But we also saw what happened when it actually worked. So I don't even know what to say anymore this game, and the ending was just insane.
Well, that sets us up for another game. Game number 3 coming.